Kyle Busch's Cup career. He has 3 losses by last lap passes, not necessarily to Jimmie Johnson, but it's about to sort out here. It'll be 9 laps to go when we get the restart. It's the Kyle and Jimmie show up front.
Green flag, come on.
Stewart, Boyer, Harvick, Newman, Edwards breathing down their necks.
Boys, Jimmie Johnson stayed right with Kyle on that restart. See what happens. They go to turn 1. Jimmie's going to take that low line. Kyle's got the momentum on the outside.
Shooting through the middle comes Kasey Kahne.
Boy, and Tony Stewart took a bit of a beating on that restart.
Stewart lines up with Newman. Boyer down on the inside. And the 33. Stewart goes with him.
And what happened to a lot of those cars back there, Landon Castle, that we talked about in the 09, really stacked them up on that restart.
Yeah, he's probably going to be in trouble there, but it was still worth the effort, worth the gamble.
And Tony Stewart at 14 continues to lose a lot of spots on this restart.
Matt Kenseth goes by on the inside. Montoya ahead.
Watch this 83 car on the outside there. He was coming in a hurry.
Brian Vickers, that silver car, now to the inside, working on Kenseth. Penalty on Joey Logano for restarting, passing before the start-finish line. He'll get a pass-through penalty, and that'll take Logano from 15th, probably to being down a lap.
I just don't believe I've seen anybody that can step it up the last 10 laps of a race with everybody breathing down your neck like Kyle Busch can. He just got a little extra all the time.
Now here's the driver that's on the move, that 4-car Kasey Kahne. Even though he's getting a challenge from Kevin Harvick in the 29, Kasey Kahne, one of those cars that came to pit road on that last caution.
Kahne's strong, but look at Harvick coming. Harvick's the best closer in the business, and the bigger the track, the faster he seems to be in the final 5 or 8 laps.
It's going to be his problem, though. He might have a fast car, but it's just going to be maybe a little not enough laps for him to get up there.
Whoa. Kahne thought about sliding up in front of him, but it wasn't time to do it there.
No, it wouldn't have been in front. It would have been into. Carl Edwards tried to take advantage.
Carl's making a nice run here, guys. The 99 car, Carl Edwards. Pretty nice run here for him. No
sitting duck. He's the 5th place car, and here comes his teammate Kenseth.
Kenseth got those tires. He's coming up through there. For about 10 more laps from here to go, it might be a different story. The only guy that I think's got a real shot at the 18 car is this guy right here in the 48, and he is nipping away at him.
It'll be 5 to go. Jimmie Johnson is so close.
He's there, buddy. I tell you, he's going to put the heat on him.
1/4 of a second.
It's going to be a matter of which line do I take.
Newman 1 second back in 3rd. Harvick is up to 4th. Kenseth has taken 5th, and they're coming.
Seems to me like that the 18 car is a little bit better right there. Whoa, this car is, wow, through the middle.
The Red Bull sandwich there, Clint Boyer.
They're just split them.
Here comes Johnson again, guys. He's looking down under. He's there.
4 laps to go this time.
Seems like Jimmie's a little better in 3 and 4. Kyle's a little bit better in 1 and 2. That's kind of the way it looks to me.
Yeah, Johnson in the 48's not getting off turn 2 real good.
Not quite as good as Kyle is.
Harvick now 3rd. But Darrell, he may run out of time, and yet if these two get to battling side by side, he may be right there.
Watch that gap open up right there. Jimmie was looking underneath of him through the middle of the corner. Kyle gets that nice run off the top.
Really hard, about 10 back.
Yes, he is.
I tell you, he is. I just looked at the 29 car, and while these 2 cars up here are racing each other, hello, and look at Jimmie down all the way down on the apron.
Can't get alongside Kyle Busch. Yes, he can. Johnson off the corner.
You know who's going to win this race? That 29 car.
29 is 6 behind you. Outside, outside, outside.
As they run side by side, Harvick is there. He makes it a 3-car battle.
He's there, and here goes Jimmie to the lead. He's going to clear Kyle off of 2. They're going to get side by side going down the back again, and that's going to open the door for the 33.
29 is 2 behind him.
Harvick is coming.
Harvick finished 2nd to Jimmie Johnson here last year.
Tail behind you. 18's working the top with the 29. 2 back.
Behind them, Newman and Kenseth.
Darrell, what Kevin Harvick made sure he didn't do is overdrive the entrance to the corner right there, and it's paying dividends on the exit.
I'm not so sure this isn't going to get ugly.
One back.
2 laps to go.
I think Kyle doesn't like it when somebody starts cutting him off like that, and Jimmie's taking his line away, but he may have driven in it too. Oh, he got in
the wall.
No, he got in the corner way, way, way too hard.
And Harvick takes second. This is not over.
Here it comes. That 33 car is on it, boys.
A lap and a half to go.
29 car. I'm sorry.
29. Been working the top. Can't help you though. No.
Here comes Kyle Busch fighting it back on the bottom.
He's even with Harvick. Even for second.
They're searching for grip right now.
And drops back in line. White flag for Jimmie Johnson. 1 lap to go.
Harv's going to have to make a big move right down here.
Harvick trying the outside as Johnson
He's got the momentum. He's got the momentum right there.
That's been his strong point. That speed will carry all the way down the back straightaway.
A bump.
Outside there.
He's going to push him off into the corner faster than he wants to go, I think.
Kyle Busch is 5 car lengths back. It's a 2-horse race, and here comes Harvick.
He's got him.
Johnson got loose.
He's got him. That little push getting into 3. That little bump.
Harvick, Johnson switches lanes. Johnson can't get there. Harvick wins it.
29.
The best closer in the business.
Hell of a job. Kevin, good job, guys. Hell of a job.
I haven't heard that voice all day, Larry.
That's Richard Childress, the owner.
Chiming in.
Harvick proves it again today.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job. That was awesome. Thank you, Richard.
Good job, guys.
Kevin Harvick led 1 lap.
Or maybe a fourth of a lap. This is a home game for Kevin Harvick, Bakersfield boy.
5 races in 2011, 5 different winners.
That was a show right there. To come from back where he did and to get by those guys, that was a show.
Put on a show here, buddy.
Darrell, I'd say that's the best race that this speedway has given us. The move to 400 miles has been nothing short of magical.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good racing going on all day long here in this in the 400 miles. So and to have a great finish like that, perfect.
Matt Kenseth 4th, Ryan Newman 5th, Carl Edwards, Clint Boyer, Casey Kane, Brian Vickers, Casey Kane, and Montoya the top 10.
He finished second to Jimmie Johnson a year ago. We talked about it. He said, I learned what I did wrong and what I needed to do different.
Biggest difference between last year and this year? He didn't hit the wall in turn 3 and 4 this year.
Timed the crossover move just right. Dave Johnson, that little bump going down the backstretch, had a big run down the backstretch, but then waited for turn 3 to make the move.
But what you don't realize is that shove he was giving Jimmie into turn 3, it affected. Jimmie had to be thinking about that. It cost him a little bit of concentration. Harvick jumped all over him.
You've seen a great race today, and we've got lots of folks to talk to, including our winner, Kevin Harvick, after this.
Back live in California with a finish worthy of what movies are made of. In a clash of California closers, Kevin Harvick overtakes Jimmie Johnson. Let's get out of the celebration in Victory Lane.
It is a Budweiser covered Victory Lane, that is for sure. When you're racing against the guy who's getting all the headlines in Kyle Busch and the guy who always wins at this track, Jimmie Johnson, is there even more pressure, even more hunger to do what you just did on that final lap?
Well, we had them all beat last year here, and I gave it away. So, first off, I just got to thank everybody from Jimmie John's. I know they're pumped, Budweiser, Ream, Chevrolet Sprint, and all these fans for coming out today. So, what a great day. All these guys did a great job on pit road, and Gil made the right call. I was like, when I saw those guys pit at the end, I said, man, we might be in deep trouble. And we held those guys off, and our car just kept going.
Kevin, you said there are 3 of maybe the first 4 races that you guys could have or should have contended for the win and didn't. Does this give you any sort of redemption here today?
Well, we've just had a lot of adversity that we fought through, and we knew our cars were fast enough to win races. Just hadn't had all the circumstances go right. And today we had a fast car, and the circumstances played in our favor.
And you can see the smile there. He said to Gil Martin, I guess staying out was the right call.
I got to say hi to my wife at home. Love you.
Very good move on Kevin Harvick's part today. He finished second here this time last year. Today he tops it off with a win, Mike.
Thanks, Krista. Let's let you ride with Kevin Harvick and listen to Kevin and his spotter Billy O'Day and let them show you how they won this race.
Oh, we gave you the top. Allow that big jump, drive on by him. Still outside there. Don't you block him. You won't get there. Cheers, man. Throttle it up. Come on, buddy. Stand in the gas. You know, we can go all the way to the bottom. You're cleared. All the way down. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Epic.
Good job, Harry. Hell of a job. Gil, Kevin, good job, guys. Hell of a job. Oh, my gosh. Michigan all over. Gentlemen, great job in the pit.
First time that Harvick has passed Jimmie Johnson for a race win. It's the first win at California Speedway, Auto Club Speedway for Richard Childress Racing.
What an e-ticket finish for Jimmie Johnson. How would you describe that run between yourself and Harvick?
It reminded me of last year in the spring race, you know. Just couldn't hold him off that time. Those tires, you know, made the difference. I knew he was coming. I could hear him. You know, they said he was coming. If I could have maybe got by the 18 a lap sooner, it might have been enough to give me the margin I needed. But just way loose, man. I was driving my butt off to try to keep the slow Chevrolet up in front, but it didn't pan out. I hate losing them coming off of a 4 like that. But you know, we did everything we could today. Had a great race. Made our car a lot better all day long. So I'm really proud about that. So.
And yes, Ron Malik, did you get in the fence?
Yeah, there's one time off the 2. I was chasing the 18 and I got crossed up and smacked the fence. So, man, I was dead sideways all day. Even when I was tight, I was still loose. So, just glad it turned out to be a decent day.
Impressive and fun to watch run by Jimmie Johnson, second here in Fontana.
A great finish. As we check the results here, it seemed like, Jeff, that Jimmie thought Kevin, there was some confusion on the tires taken by Harvick.
No, Kevin didn't come in. And Kevin, Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Busch, the only guy in the top 5 that came down pit road was Matt Kenseth. He did take 2 tires.
Pole sitter 1, Pablo Montoya, said he was interested in points racing. Pretty good points day. Dale Earnhardt Jr. up there, not in the top 10. Tony Stewart, who ran second, stayed out early, thought he was going to be in the finish.
Yeah, there's something happened to that 14 car at the beginning. He was a factor all day. Top 5 runner all day long, winds up 13th.
Kyle Busch led the most laps in this race, 151. Denny Hamlin, who had the valve train problem, as you talked about earlier in the recap, Jeff, led 15 laps. Tony Stewart led 11. Trevor Bayne touching the wall early and then later running into the wall, the Daytona 500 winner, and rounding out the unofficial results for a dramatic ending here. The Auto Club 400 powered by Coca-Cola.
No, it really was, Chris. I mean, it was one of those races that looked like it was going to go entirely Joe Gibbs' way, where they were finally going to get their first Sprint Cup win here after a great finish by Kyle Busch and win on Saturday, but it just didn't happen.
Let's check in here on Kyle Busch, who wound up third. It looked like he had the race in hand.
Well, Kyle, you had a great race car today. As you came across the start-finish line, I heard you say sorry. Why'd you say that to your boys?
It's just, you give it up, you know, and we gave the race away today, unfortunately. Just we seemed to be losing the handle a little bit, 2 runs from the end, and then especially that last set of tires, we just didn't quite have what it took in order to keep the front end under the car and then the back end under the car on the exits of the corners. Just couldn't get the right speed that I needed, but the guys did a great job this weekend. I mean, the Interstate Batteries Camry was good from when we unloaded the second one yesterday, and so I can't say enough about the guys on pit road, about the guys back at the shop. They did a great job for us and got us in position, and just unfortunately I couldn't get the job done today, and I didn't have what it took there at the end.
Well, Kyle, I heard you asking about the 48 behind you. Did you know that the 29 and the 48 were gaining on you?
Well, I mean, yeah, I can see them growing bigger in the mirror, so they were coming. And I knew that the top was my best friend all day, all weekend. And when I got up there, it was just real tight. It just wouldn't turn, and I'd get in the fence almost. So I just had to slow the car down in the center of the corner so I wouldn't get in the wall. And then when I would try to leave the corner, I'd be too loose. And those guys were just better.
Thank you, Kyle.
In a backup car, he doesn't go back-to-back, but keeping it together. Meanwhile, for Kevin Harvick, 3 of his last 5 wins have come on last lap passes.